Welcome in. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Um, so I was just super inspired. I'm like, I was really feeling the video, the live I did last night, but I know everybody doesn't have 51 minutes to sit and listen to me. Like I feel like it was. Well, I'm not gonna put any judgments on it. No, what we know, it was amazing. It was great. Go tune in. But I want to do another video. We're gonna really unpack this topic, and I really want to. I want to give y'all this information. Spirit is calling for me to do this, so let me know how you receive it. Let me know anything down in the comments. And I will be doing a workshop too, so check that out. That will be in the description box. Check out the live if you didn't see it before this video. But this video I got my notes this time, so I'm be more pinpoint focused, so I kind of won't get, be all around. This video is called "How to Become Aware of Your Program and Break Free to Create a New Reality." Okay, 111. Period. If you've been seeing 111, this is a sign. Um, if you haven't, you about to start seeing it. What is a program? A program is something that basically we're born into whoever we're gonna be, right? We believe we have a spirit, we have a mind and a body, and they're separate but together at the same time as we perceive it, right? Let me get my water ready because y'all already know it's gonna still be a long video. Cause I want to make sure I want to break it down so y'all fully understand it and understand it to be able to use it, learn it, and teach it to everybody around and raise the frequency of the planet. Ultimately, that's what we came here to do, is connect and to love. Okay, all right, I'm getting distracted. Cause I'm just feeling the vibes. I'm at the water. I'm gonna show y'all the view before I go at the end of this video, and in the next video I'm gonna do too. But yeah, so what is a program? When we're born, our parents are raising us, right? And as we grow up, think about kids, especially nowadays. A baby is born. As soon as that baby touches the world, it's already being judged. The parents are telling them what to do already as a baby. Like, you already are being put into a program. Whether your parents want to, even if they are trying to do the best they can, or whatever the case may be, whatever the program is, you're built into a program. And the thing is that everybody is unique. No one person is the same. So you may have needed this, but you came in a household that they were only giving this, and all the other kids, that was what they needed, but you was a black sheep, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that your parents were bad or whatever the case may be, but that is your program that you're coming from. Say somebody else is raised in another type of program, they may do things differently because they are in another program. Whether you want to believe it or not, you're in some type of program, okay? Because what I always tell y'all, everything is a choice, okay? Even no choice is a choice. So basically what I'm gonna break down today is I'm gonna explain what happens in our subconscious mind as we go throughout our day. And as I explain it, it's gonna be kind of like just stick with me, okay? If you got questions, put them in the comments. But I'm gonna be very detailed so you can really understand and break it down. So the first thing that happens is whenever you have some type of stimulus response. So say if you hear a knock on the door or a bird outside, right? The cognate response is you hear a sound. You don't see it, you hear it. You're aware of it. The second step is you recognize. You recognize that it is the door, not your alarm, or you recognize it's a bird, not something in the kitchen, or you recognize. Then the third thing you do through your subconscious mind is react subconsciously because you're in a program. So 444 spiritual awakening. A lot of you guys could be going through a spiritual awakening right now, and that's what led you to this video. But you are, if you're not in control of what you're thinking, not necessarily in control, I don't want to use that word so loosely, but if you're not really sure of what you're thinking, or you're not really put in intent on making sure that you're being intentful, you're in a program. Okay? You're in a program. Now, like I said, the reaction. When you are reacting from your subconscious, you are reacting from a program of the perceptions that you built up. So most times, everything is built in a childhood. So you could be 35 years old, still in a program of that 5-year-old little boy who was getting beat or who was getting treated demeaned, and you could never leave that program. And you could be responding to life from that little boy, or you could be you could have been like in a real traumatic event, and it puts you in a program of fear, of always feeling like something's gonna happen to you, of always feeling like things are gonna, like that's a program. That's a program. So we must break free of our program so we can step into our new reality. Okay, what do you mean by a new reality? What is a new reality? Let me explain that. Reality is real as we know it, right? As we perceive it. But just like we can close our eyes and visualize and really see ourselves in like manifestations. Yes, so good. Thank you. But we can see ourselves in manifestations. It's really easy to imagine ourselves somewhere. And y'all, I'm sorry about the I'm not sorry, but the hey, can't help it. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm on like a natural high today. This new moon, I feel good. Let me know how y'all feel this Capricorn new moon. I am feeling the energy. It feels so good, and I love it here. Okay. But yeah, so naturally, we're going to cognize it, which is that we kind of that awareness that we hear something. Then it's the recognizing it. You're kind of, as you recognize it, you think about like, okay, this is this, not that. You clarify it, like, and then when you react to it, you react from your subconscious grabs something that is similar from your past or something that was triggering or whatever it will trigger emotion, It grabs that response and you begin to respond like that. That's why a lot of people too, sometimes they're like, I don't even remember, or I'll go numb, or I just kind of don't be there. That's the subconscious. They're in a program. That subconscious is reacting. They're not. And that is basically like a cycle. So I'm going to teach you how to break that cycle today. But it comes, where you break the cycle is in that step number 3. Instead of reacting, you have to respond with acceptance. 827, my birthday. Look that angel number up, 827. You have to respond with acceptance. Okay, so pause. Like a lot of my clients, they think they have to ignore it. Ignore that side. Like it's almost like you're bashing that side of you. Like it's ugly. Like, like I find that a lot within spirituality, and not everyone, but it's very common. And it's just like we're loving all of ourselves. We're loving all of ourselves, and not even just spirituality, but just period. People want to just banish, like, and just forget that part of themselves and shame it and push it away. No, we're going to feel those uncomfortable emotions. We're going to get to the trigger. What is it? What is that about? Why am I feeling like that? Why is this making me feel like that? And we're also going to play on that spin of our highest self, because we're already there. Time is not real. Okay, I'm about to bring it back in, but think about it like that. Like, if I am a famous motivational speaker, and I am giving these things like, why would I be affected by this, or why would I be affected by that? Think about those things. Who do you see yourself as? Visualize yourself as that person. Now you've created that person, and now that person is there telling you, we wouldn't even do that. So we're going to bow out gracefully at that one. Okay, like period. Now, like I said, instead of reacting, respond. Respond with acceptance. And slowly your program will change. And I'm about to give you some more steps. We're about to go more in detail, but responding is so important, and I feel like for some reason that voice just really wants to be heard. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say for some reason, like that's what I truly feel. I feel like that voice just wants to know that it's heard, it's valued, it's not forgotten. I will be doing some meditations and things like that to help healing that and aid in bringing you to your new reality as well. Now I got 3 steps for y'all. Okay, so the first step is going to be to wake yourself up. Practice being conscious more often. I just seen 1101, 111. Every hour of the day, as much as you can. You know, don't stress yourself out, but it's all about 1111. It's all about your dedication too. It's all about how serious do you want to change your reality. You know, it's up to you. You're in control. Number 1, wake up. Every hour, wake up from what you're doing. Get that conscious moment and observe breathing that is already going on for 1 minute. My bad, I got distracted. Like somebody was bringing this baby out here, and it's like 7 degrees outside. Like I'm not sure what the fuck is going on, but it's okay. I'm mind my business for right now. But yeah, every hour, wake up from what you're doing. Observe breathing that is already going on for 1 minute. Observe your observe. Well, I can't say that word. I can say that word. Observe your breathing for 1 minute. 12:12. Don't change your breathing. Observe it and just acknowledge it. Don't say anything, but just acknowledge that it's there, as in acknowledging it with your spirit, because your spirit is not, your mind is what's forming the thoughts. Your spirit is not forming thoughts. Your spirit is settled. Okay? So we're going to wake up and we're going to just really just tap in and just like sit still, set a timer on your phone for 1 minute and pay attention to your breath and how you're already breathing. Just for 1 minute. You can give yourself that. Okay? Step number 2. So step number 2 is about unpacking convictions that we have. Everybody has convictions. What is a conviction? What's a conviction? A conviction is started from a thought. What did we just say about thoughts? They're not coming from your spirit, they're coming from your mind. So if you're in a program, they're coming from that program that's over your mind. Okay, stay with me. Now, like I was saying, number 2, convictions come from thoughts. So thoughts create beliefs. Beliefs turn into convictions because the more you think about something, the more you believe it. Once it becomes a belief, that's a belief system. Then you'll eventually, out over time of doing the same thing, you get a conviction about it because you get really, comfortable. You get really stuck in that way, like, and that's what you believe, and you standing on it, and that's law for you, right? Well, to break free from your program, you're gonna have to unpack those convictions, and you're gonna be like, okay, well, what convictions about what? You know what I mean? What are you talking about? Convictions about what? 1414. And then when I say the numbers, y'all can look those angel numbers up if it sticks out to you, if it resonates. But you are ultimately unpacking the convictions that you have about yourself, your self-view, how you view yourself, your identity. So I know when I first started doing this, and even now sometimes, I catch myself a lot of the times, like, I'll just naturally might talk to myself aggressive or something, and I'll be like, okay, so why are you talking to me like why are we talking to each other like that? Like, that's not even how we rock. Like, what's going on? Where does that come from? That's not us. And I just nurture that conviction back to just a thought that we can release, because who said? Okay, who said? Who really said that? We don't believe that no more. And that is another thing too. Be comfortable with changing your beliefs, evolving who you are. And be comfortable without the crowd. Know who you are. And don't have to get validated by other people. We're going to talk about that in another video though, but convictions about how you view yourself, your identity, how are you viewing yourself? And can you even answer that question, like, do you know? I'm high value, I'm high status. Why? Because I have integrity. I'm confident, I love myself. I give out good energy, I give out loving energy. Can you answer that? How do you view yourself? Or do you view yourself like, oh, I keep messing up, I always do this, or oh, I never get this, oh, I gotta do this, I'm so tired, I'm exhausted. How do you talk to yourself? What is your self-view? What's your identity? Are you empowering yourself? Are you talking to yourself like you talk to your kids? Are you talking to your kids empowering? Because they are virgin to you. So if you're in a program, you might not even be doing that. So we got to break this conviction and unpack it. How do we unpack it? We look at where the thought stems. We look at the conviction and we look at the belief from that conviction and we look at the thought. So if we got the conviction of, oh, I always lose. Well, that belief came from maybe the thought of you lost probably a couple times in the past, and it just was like you kept thinking about it, and then at that point you was just really believing that you was a loser. And then at some point you just felt like everyone was out to get you, and life was just hard, and just now it's a conviction, because it's just like, yeah, nothing ever works for me, and it just always goes sour and da 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 da. That's a program. That's not reality. What's happening right now? That's reality. Okay, so we got number 1, wake up every hour. Become aware. Observe your breathing habits for 1 minute. Put the timer on. We got number 2. Unpack these convictions that you have about yourself, view, your identity, and then that you have about the world. Now that's the next one I was about to say, but we got that, right? Also about the world. You shouldn't be looking at the world like it's always a risk, or you're always risking, or it's always something going. Like, no, you shouldn't be looking at the world like that. You should be looking like as abundance. Something good is always happening for you. Your angels and spirit guides are always showing you signs. You're always being led. Yeah. And the way you need to do it too is that, like I told you guys before, we're not getting rid of the old. We are incorporating the old into the new. You don't just ditch the old and just leave it behind. You tell that old belief, oh, you lost them 2 times, but what about those times that we won? Or what about that time you were so close to winning, you really could have won? You never even tried again. You could have won, you never tried again. Come on, let's try again. Let's change it. You didn't even train and learn. Come on, let's go train. Let's get better. We can win. That's you changing. No one ever wants to help me. Everybody's against me in the world. We could change that too. What about the time the universe showed up for you when you didn't have no money in your account? Or what about that time where you got this job? Or what about that time where you got this money? Or you got what about all those blessings? What about how you're in this car right now? What about how you're having money to move around? What about how you have a home? You have to be able to nurture that old and reframe it, because ultimately everything is so divine. It's happening for a reason, and it's just showing us things so that we can experience these things, so that we know, and it triggers the awakening for us to get into our calling. Everything is so divine. There's no coincidences, you know. And we're really creating this, okay? The water is so beautiful, y'all. Okay, so now this one is called that is called reframing and molding. And I'm doing a piece of art of this too. I do recommend you guys practice mindfulness as well. That is really, really helpful, but that is just period. Whether you're trying to break free from your program or not, practicing mindfulness is really great. So I've been painting. I like painting, coloring, all that. But yeah, so when that thought becomes a belief and the belief becomes a conviction, it's all because too, like, you're feeling. You really have to pay attention to what you're feeling, because we subconsciously go into feelings that our subconscious mind remembers. So that is another thing too, where as you reframe and mold into who you were becoming, into your higher self, who you really are, I want you to really check in with your emotions. Like, if you feel weird energy, like, address that as well. Not just your thoughts, but even if you feel uncomfortable energy, or energy that is just not feeling comfortable. That's not yours. I just said the same thing. But energy that just doesn't resonate with your spirit. And ask yourself, like, what is that? Why am I feeling like that? What's triggering that? Break it down. Am I feeling lack right now? I'm okay. I'm okay. And I like to say some root chakra affirmations sometimes. But as humans in this experience, spiritual beings having a human experience, we're always looking for something to feel. That's why, like, social media, the gossip, and that's why that's so entertaining, because people like entertainment. People want to be entertained. It feeds the ego. And we're constantly looking for something to feel. You know what I mean? Constantly looking for some type of engagement, excitement. Even if it's something that's, we just looking to feel, and whether it's good or bad. And that really can make us a slave to our environment, because you find what you're looking for. You know what I mean? You find what you're looking for, and ooh, snap. And after so long of being in that program, you're only gonna see that, and it's gonna be that delay period of where you are in between, because you've been manifesting that other program for so long, where now this is a new narrative, and it takes time to, really just see the 3D changes. But you will feel the changes instantly. You will feel lighter. You will feel like things. You will feel the energetic shift within you, because this energy, everything's energy. Even when your spirit leaves your body, when you die, your body is still living. It's moving. It's energy. Let me drink some water, y'all. Hold on. Woo! So to really sum that one up, y'all really have to only accept and entertain the things that serve your higher self. Everything else is just, you can't accept that. Like, you accept it, but you don't take it as yours. You look at it as a 3D, like, it's like, you're like, yeah, I just don't really, attach myself with that anymore. And as you change it and you reframe it, that reframing it is going to remold it into something new. And now you can attach your new self and attach that new feeling and a new piece of evidence to that. And ultimately, after a while of doing that, it starts to, like, really just, you don't even hear that. You don't even hear it no more. It just really starts to just, I don't know, it's just not there as much. And then sometimes you might have it rise up, but then sometimes it's like, it's just like, you're like, fuck it. I'm living my best life. We're not going to end it. Like, come on, come with the team or stay over there in the low vibration. But we've already been through this. If you're not, hey. Number 3, detach and surrender. That's what I'm saying. It's like, hey, it is what it is. I'm ready, because I know everything is happening for my greatest good. We are connected to everything, attached to nothing. If I find peace and security within myself, nothing on this outside 3D plane is going to affect that. You guys, that's another thing. You cannot be attached to anything, any person, any circumstance, anything. At any moment, things are always changing. We are one. We're connected to everything, but attached to nothing. We're evolving and growing. You don't want to be attached to anything, right? You want to be constantly going for your higher self, naturally. Because as you put out that loving frequency, as you put out these vibes, you will naturally just, health is wealth, literally. And this is real health. Breaking free from a program. You are a unique being. You didn't come here to live in a program. You came here to figure out whatever your purpose was and to give that back to the world and to be of service of that purpose in whichever way that it comes in form. Okay, so we got, like I said, connected to everything, attached to nothing. You can really only control yourself, and that's what I'm saying. So this is stressing those outer realities, like they can't matter. Those other people, how they feel, what they're doing, what they project on you. You're not attached to anything. If it doesn't feel good in your spirit, like I said, if it doesn't feel good, go ahead and move. If the energy is not serving you, go ahead and go somewhere where it's more serving you. You really want to gain control and understanding over your feelings, because this whole process is really effective when you understand where those feelings stem from, where they originated. Like, it just makes the healing process so much easier, because you understand it. So it's not like you're nurturing that because you're like, okay, well, I understand it, but we're not that scared little girl anymore. We're not that scared little boy. You get it. 27. You get it. And if you can express empathy and you can actually get that, you would detach and surrender to those thoughts and accept them for who they are. Period. Because thoughts are just thoughts. And I'm gonna, did I put that on this one? Yeah, thoughts are there to justify the presence of feelings. Feelings are gonna feel like, at least are gonna have, like, it's like for one feeling. Oh, my bad, I'm getting tongue tied. For one feeling, there's 1,000 thoughts. Imagine that. We feeling stuff all the time. Thoughts are just excuses. Disregard them and go to a feeling directly. Go to the feeling. Ignore the thoughts. Go to the feeling. What is the feeling? And when you find that feeling, I want you, like I was saying, as you reframe it and nurture it, give it a mental hug. Give that feeling a mental hug. Don't give it don't give it too much meaning. Let it be, because you're undoing karma. Do not judge it either. Don't practice any type of judgment on it. Literally, let it be quick. Don't stop your day. Don't sit and wallow in it. Don't dwell. Address it for what it is. Nurture it, hug it mentally, and accept it. And reframe it, okay? Remold it. And be open to whatever is. What is, okay? Also, too, I'm going to do another video because this video is already at 29 minutes, and I don't want to make it super long. So I'm going to break down in another video about understanding, like, emotional intelligence and understanding the different stages of emotion and how you can either be repressing, suppressing, expressing, which is reacting, or just surrendering. I'm going to break those down in a separate video. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate you so much. I love y'all. And you know, happy new moon. And I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are feeling really good. And I hope you guys are awakening to the concept of the good life. Even all these things that are going on in the world, that's a program. I'm not buying into that program. I'm buying into this one right here. I'm creating my reality. And Spirit wants you to get this message so you can do the same. All right. I also am doing a workshop. It's going to be down below in the description box. Support my channel. Donate to my channel. My website is currently under construction because I'm just revamping. I'm renewing. We having a makeover, okay? Period. And if you want to get in contact with me, if you want to join the workshop, or you just want to ask me a question, anything, go ahead and email me at madamjasmine@gmail.com or leave it down in the comments, okay? But I love y'all so much. Have a great day. Be abundant. Be victorious. Because you already are. It's your birthright. So just be. All right, I love y'all. And check out that live if y'all didn't see that, okay? Peace.